Okay, hello. We are here. I'm attempting to make some dandelion wine. I'm cleaning up the pot here. Looks like there's still a little food residue from the last use on it.
That's because his wife missed it when she was cleaning the dishes.
No, I'm not trying to say anything, but
Of course not.
But anyhow, we've been talking about doing this for years, and this season I actually got out and picked some dandelions, and I separated out the petals from the hulls. That was that took a little bit of doing to learn how to do that. It was kind of like making pancakes. My first few didn't work out too well, but I finally got the hang of separating out the petals from the green part. I forget what they call that part, but
Stem.
Anyway, this recipe calls for 1 gallon of water to about a quart of dandelions. This is a 1 liter container, and a liter is pretty close to a quart, so I'm going to use that. And let's see, I think I got this clean enough. Yep. Okay. So anyhow, I'm going to put the.
Do you want to tell them what those purple flowers are?
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of their borage flowers in there. They're the blue, and I've only got a few of them, but they're added in. There's some. I can see there's some green
That looks like
parts that I missed whenever I was separating them out. That's okay. I don't think a few of them will hurt, but I'm told that they get really bitter if it's really bitter if you use a lot of the green in there. But I think a few of them will be okay. Anyhow, then.
that looks like that was a tedious job.
It was. I last night, whenever from the time the Beverly Hillbillies came on,
Yeah.
I sat and watched TV and just picked the flowers, and then 2.5 Men came on about 11, so I just kind of through the Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres. 2 episodes of Hogan's Heroes, The Carol Burnett Show, and 2.5 Men.
We know this. This is our gray-haired TV lineup.
That's right. Anyhow, and then I still have some more done as I did for about an hour this morning. So it is a kind of a tedious task. Maybe if I try this again, I will discover a more efficient way of doing it.
So that's about a liter of water, right?
That's 1 liter. Yeah,
Okay.
This is a 1 liter container, so about 4 of those will be approximately a gallon.
Okay.
Now
You see our box wine in the background here. We like our wine. And we're not super picky.
Well, those box wines are pretty good.
They really are, especially what is that, a Cabernet?
It's I believe so. Yeah, and
I love Cabernet.
And there are some people that will say this is good for a table wine. What they mean is, it's not expensive, but it's still drinkable, and
Right.
I think that's a little bit of a wine snobbery, kind of like you and I are snobbery about coffee. So,
Right.
So we probably, I think I get it, but anyhow, the wines with the screw caps. Those are great because you don't have to hunt for a corkscrew whenever you want to
Right.
drink them.
As long as it's not wild Irish rose, I'm in.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I never knew what a hangover was until I played quarters with what was it?
Mad Dog.
MD 2020. That was. I'd before that I'd woke up with a little mild headache, and a couple cups of coffee later I'm good to go. But that night I think I was probably about 24, 25, and I went to a party and they were playing quarters, and MD 2020, and that was when I discovered what people meant when they said a hangover.
Yeah,
Okay.
I bet you anybody watching this has an interesting MD 2020 story. I know I have a few myself.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was a whole. Anyhow, here it is. I'm going to.
So in total, we put how many liters of water?
4.
4 liters of water, about a liter's worth of dandelions, destemmed, right?
Yes.
And
you can see there's a few green pieces in here. I may be able to work them out, but I don't think they are going to. If I have a lot of them, it will probably, I'm told it will make it bitter, but I don't think a few will hurt.
No, in the grand scheme of things, if we've got fruit in there too, I think it'll.
Yeah.
That's the other thing you're going to put in there, right? Lemons and orange.
Yes, actually, yes. And I'm going to cut those up right now. The recipe that I read calls for 1 orange and 1 lemon and the zest. And let's see, we had some.
Yeah, we got some lemons too.
Okay, we got some corn chips mixed in there too. And
so we're going to put lemon and orange zest in here. And are we putting the actual fruit in as well?
Well, the recipe I saw, the video I saw on it had showed them having the slices, but also the we're going to use a grater to get some of the zest in there too.
Okay.
After I steep the ingredients and separate out then strain out the water. Because
how long do we have to steep it?
You know what? I'm going to have to look that up, but I think that probably bring it to a boil in probably about 20 minutes. That may be overkill, but I don't think you can steep it for too long.
Right,
it's just that I think there will get to a point where everything that's going to extract out of it's already extracted. Probably 5 minutes is fine, but I'm going to guess about 20 minutes. I'm going to make it a point to look it up before.
This isn't an experiment. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but we just thought it sounded fun. And Frank went out there and gathered all the dandelions and.
Yeah, there's a.
And we just had enough this year. This is really kind of the first year that we thought about it at the same time we had enough dandelions.
Yeah, and I managed to harvest them. My lawn guy came yesterday, and I managed to harvest enough before then. So.
Right. And so it's just it's very folksy. I know that this is common. I've seen it in Colorado. I've seen people with dandelion wine. I've seen it. Trying to think, where else have I been that I've seen it? It used to be like Arkansas.
Yeah,
it used to be kind of like a hills thing, But in the Appalachian there's a rich history behind dandelion wine. I just don't have all the info right in front of me, but we've looked it up before and.
Yeah, well, I think dandelion wine is sometimes referred to as a spring tonic.
Okay.
I was mentioning watching the Beverly Hillbillies earlier.
Is that what inspired this?
Yeah, well, there was an episode I saw one time where that Granny,
I remember
that people were coming from all over the country to get some of her spring tonic. They knew it was time for Granny.
She made me want some of that spring tonic.
By the way, a little trivia, her name is Daisy Moses.
Daisy Moses.
But everybody in the world called her Granny.
She was precious, so precious.
Played by Irene Ryan, and in the 1993 movie, Cloris Leachman nailed the part.
Yeah, she did a good job.
She did, and she usually has a deep voice, but that high-pitched granny voice, she did it really well.
Yeah.
In that movie, they called her Daisy Mae Moses. I don't think they had that in the TV series, but Daisy Mae, you may recall, is the from another hillbilly thing, Little Abner. I think I read another recipe that had a 5-gallon. It was a 5-gallon batch. I'm not going to make that much this time.
Right.
I might sometime in the future if this is successful. But this time it's just 1 gallon. So.
And now we're just bringing to a boil, and then you're going to let it. We're going to put it on simmer and or turn it off the thing and let it steep.
Yeah. Well, the idea is to I think once it comes to a boil, let it steep. And as I said before, 5 minutes is probably enough, but I'm going to give it about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I do plan on doing a Google search to check myself because, there's always somebody that knows more than I do.
Well, sure. There was more than one way to make this online. This is just the one Frank chose, and if we get some more dandelion growth before my lawn guy comes out, which I probably will, I will try to demonstrate the process of removing the petals. Okay.
from the green, but as I said, it's a tedious process. If I discover a better way to do it, I will definitely update.
Alrighty.
Anyway, I've got one. It's what are they? The clementine oranges,
yes,
the small oranges.
Yes.
I've got one of those and 1 lemon.
And first, he scraped all the, quite a bit of zest from both, and then he cut them in slices. And we're using seedless lemons. I don't know if that makes any difference or not, but just for the sake of telling you what we've done so far, it's clementines and seedless lemons.
So, anyhow, we're going to bring that to a boil and let it steep. As I said, I will be doing a Google search too. I will update you after I do a Google search if I discover anything new.
You might have to look at 2 or 3 different recipes, and
that's very much the case.
Frank is kind of like Dr. Scientist. He can cook. Oh man, he can cook. But this is an experiment, and I just thought we should mark the occasion in case this is a success. We can remember what we did, and plus I like this guy. Look at him, he's cute. All right, well, thank you for watching, and we'll be back to give you some dandelion wine updates. Thank you.